Good morning, movers, and welcome back to Move Daily Fitness. I'm Tracy Steen. This beginner intermediate workout is going to be all seated. If you've suffered from a lower body injury, but you still want to move daily, that's what this workout's about. So we're going to train the whole upper body today. The format within this is going to be 40 seconds of work with 15 seconds of rest. We'll repeat each circuit through twice and then move on to the next one. You're going to require a variety of dumbbells for the workout today, and here are the ones I might suggest a beginner intermediate use, but of course, lift within your own ability. We'll start with a short little warm up for arms and we'll end with a cool down as well. Hey, if you're looking for more structured programs, more accountability and coaching, be sure to check out the Move Daily membership. It's great for all women, so click or tap the card at the top of the screen or check in the description below for that. I have my weights all set out around me, so I'm ready to go. Are you ready to move daily? Let's do it. Seated, let's just warm things up right here. Up and around. Sometimes, like I said, you have an injury and it's like, do I stop moving or can I still do something even though I broke my leg or twisted my ankle or have a knee issue? Yes, 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 you can. Let's bring it to the front, all the way up, big stretch in the chest here. It's just, are you motivated to do it? Because you can almost always do something. That is my motto. So if my lower body doesn't work, then I train upper and abs. If my upper body doesn't work, I go lower and cardio, right? There's lots you can do. Let's bring it out to the side right here, quick ones. And the thing about it is if you can't do any of that stuff, maybe you have a chest cold or something where you shouldn't be, or just had surgery and you shouldn't be working out, you can always focus on your, right here, squeezing the chest, on your fitness, or sorry, on your wellness and nutrition then, right? So that's what I do, and I hope you do that as well. Squeeze right here. Three, two. All right, keep your arms right here and down. Little rotator cuff here. One more here. All right, sit up tall and reach. Alternate and reach. Two more here. And bring those elbows back over the chest. And I want you to link the hands together, round here through the back. Stretch up. And round through the back. Stretch up. And one more here. And just some back presses here. Get those triceps warmed up a bit. All right, very good. Grab your weights. There's the first circuit, and here we go. Okay, as I said, we're gonna do 40 seconds of work. We're starting with bicep curls, alternating, palms face the ceiling. I've got my 12s. You can go lighter. So 5s, 8s, somewhere in that range, shoulders back. All right, alternating here. If you have a chair with a back on it, that is ideal. Okay, that helps keep our torso nice and tall. I want you to keep your elbows in here. Squeeze at the top, those biceps. And we're gonna go really light into our chest press deck pec deck, chest, press, chest, pec deck. Come on, here, and then over the chest, we press. I've got my 3s. You're tall, so we squeeze, press over the chest. There, that's it. So I go lighter here because you're fighting gravity. It makes it a challenge in this position here. Last press here. Nice. All right, let's go into a single overhead tricep extension. Maybe a 5, 8, 10, somewhere in that range. 12, I've got my 12. I'll go halfway. We'll switch sides. Nice and tall. And you're back and press. Good. One more here. Switching sides and up, back. On our second round, we will hit this one for 40 seconds a side. We're just still in that warm-up mode here a bit. All right, round 2, everyone. Grab the heavier dumbbells. We're going back into that alternating bicep curl. I'll stick with 12s here. All right, alternating, palms face the ceiling and up, good. You can start with the palm facing the leg, but as you ascend, you're gonna turn and really squeeze the peak of the bicep here. Into your pec deck press. I will stay lighter with the 3 pounds for myself. 1s, 2s, 3s, 5s, somewhere in that range. Okay, sit up tall, drop the shoulders low, and we squeeze and press right here over the chest. Good. Squeeze. Press. I want you to keep your wrists locked in neutral. Don't let them bend backward. Let's go into that single side tricep extension. As I said, 40 seconds per side this time, so you might need to go lighter. I'm gonna stick with my 12 here. All right, full 40, go nice and slow and controlled. So you're low and press. Good. Stay on this side. Perfect. I got 12. That's great rep range. Switching arms, you can give this one a little bit of a rest for a second. Shake it out. All right, sticking with that 12. Up and behind. Here we go. I want you to scoot forward to the front of your chair and wide stance on the feet. We're gonna go into a single side high pull right there. Okay, so nice and wide, nice forward lean here. So we single, other side. That's it, alternating here. I've got my 12s. Now, if you find like you can't sit like this, maybe you are in a wheelchair or something and you need to sit like this, you can bring them up like this instead, okay? So it's up to you, whatever works. Good, and into your hammer curl. So now we're gonna put feet together, knees together, you're super tall, and we're straight up and down with that dumbbell. Tuck the elbows in close to your sides, shoulders low and back. Curl right here, all the way up and down. Good. Stick your chest out. It would be easy to sort of slouch and round in the upper back. Don't do that. Control the down. Okay, going into our front punch. I'll start light with the 3s. Engage the core, wider stance on the feet. Front punch right here. All right, let's go. No shrugging, you're here. Just a little intentional cardio or exercise to elevate the heart rate a bit. So the heavier you go, the more challenging it will be, both on shoulders and on your heart. Arms are feeling this, 5 seconds, then back to the top. Into the high pull again, I'm back to my 12s. And we're gonna sit nice and wide stance on the feet, alternating sides. Slight forward lean if you can, and work. So up and switch. Very nice. Bring the feet together, knees together, going into your seated hammer curl, sticking with 12s. Roll the shoulders back, okay? Nice and tall in torso. Elbows stay close to the body and hit it here. Slow on the descent. Sit up tall. Let's finish this circuit with that front punch, and then I'll give you a water break, okay? Where's my weights? Holding those 3s. You're tall. Engage the core, shoulders low and back. Punch right here. Let's go. Doing well, over half. Punch, work hard. Feeling it in those biceps as well here. All right, excellent. Take a breather for a second. Grab some water, take a look at the screen, and that's your next circuit coming up. So get your appropriate weights ready and be sure to join me back. And we're back. I'm gonna grab my 5s to start with our round the world lateral raise. So you're tall, palms face me, mine face you. We're coming all the way up and slow on the descent. All right, up, up, slow, slow. You can come slightly in front of that lateral plane, okay? You don't have to be directly out to the side. It can have just a little bit toward the front. It's a bit easier on the shoulder if you have rotation issues. Going into another shoulder, you're gonna sit up tall this time. You're gonna have one hand doing an iso hold, the other one is gonna be working, I'll call halfway, and we'll switch. This is a challenge. You gotta hit that iso hold. Ready and work. So you're here. This could be this way or neutral grip, so it doesn't matter to me. It's a bit easier this way. This way we're hitting a bit of that top part of your muscle with not as much help in the shoulder, but okay, one more here. Now switch, try not to rest. That's it, and up. All right, we're gonna go with a little bit of a heavier weight here and hit a 1-arm row. So we're gonna flatten the back, hinge at the waist, hand on the knee, and row right here. All right, 40 seconds aside, back is flat, and work, lift, good, and lift. You do wanna try to keep your elbow close to the body. I know the leg might be in the way a bit. I'm supporting my back with my hand on my knee here, but you could also have a table out in front of you, another chair, a box, a wall. Stay with me on this arm. Very nice. Switching sides. I'm not going as heavy as I normally do on a 1-arm row because I don't have the support of the rest of my body. I'm really relying on my back to hold my body up. So not as heavy as maybe normally would go. And row here. Good. But I do want a full range of motion. I want you to lengthen so it pulls the middle back open and then you're contracting. Almost there, a few more on this side. Let's go back to the top. Full range of motion lateral. I'm gonna go up to my 8s. So, sit tall, you're here. And up to the ceiling, up, up, slow, slow, slow on the descent. Very good. Into that iso hold front raise. I'm gonna go back to the 5s. Okay, you can sit forward on your chair, knees together, iso hold here, and work right here. Bring it up just to 90 degrees on the armpit, and try not to shrug this iso hold arm. It's easy to do. Think of depressing the shoulder away from your ear though. All right, switch sides. Yikes, that was work. Into the 1-arm row, 40 seconds per. All right, holding a 15. Bring the knees together, hinge at the waist, support the back here, and row up. Think of retracting the shoulder blade. You really want to keep the back as straight, as flat as possible here. Okay, just for the visual, I'll show you my side view. You stay facing the front though. Stay on this side. Last one here. And switch arms. Very good. All right, other side. Knees close, shake that arm out. Hand on the knee, super flat back, and row up. We're gonna go right into the next circuit, so get ready. Arnold press coming up. I'm gonna grab my 12s. All right. Arnold's press, or just a military press, shoulder press is fine. I'm gonna sit against my chair back. Starting positions here, pressing overhead here. Let's go. Slow, slow, and hover. So you don't wanna bring your elbow, don't bring it down here and rest. Bring it up just to around that mouth height, chin height. That's where the dumbbell should come, and you're hovering in the air, okay? And again, a nice sort of in front of the body. Doesn't have to be directly in that lateral plane again. You can angle it slightly toward the front. Let's go into a tricep kick out. Okay, same side. We're gonna kick. Don't go too heavy here. This could be hard on the elbow, so 2s, 3s, 5s. I'll use a 5. I'll call halfway. We'll switch arms and work. That's it. If you do find this too challenging on the arm and you'd rather do a kick back here, feel free to do that, okay? Last one on this side, and switch. And going into a cross body raise. I'll grab 8s here. You're gonna bring the dumbbell up and slightly to the center, all right? So again, knees together so they're close and you don't knock them. Stick your chest out and a slight center. Good. If you can't, because of how your chair and legs are situated, maybe you are in a wheelchair, and you have to come straight up. Just make sure the palms are facing the ceiling and you're slow and controlled here, okay? Otherwise, if you can, slight cross. You're gonna hit a little bit more of your pec muscle, pec minor, right? And front shoulder, of course. Let's go to the top again. Back to our Arnold press. I'll go back to 12s. Okay, nice and tall, slow and controlled. And push your back against your bench or chair. And work up, up, and here. Nice. All right, into that tricep kick out or kick back. Now, you could go a little bit lighter and do both at the same time. I think I'll try that with my 3s. Bring those elbows up, shoulders low, kick it out. So you're here and in. Good. Little flex of the tricep as I extend my arm. That's not too bad. I know it will add up though. If you're just doing one side, I want you to switch right now. That's it, 20 seconds here. Last one here. And last exercise, let's go into the cross-body raise. I've got my 8s. If you can't, like I said, bring the feet and knees together and then just do a palms facing the ceiling instead of the cross. Otherwise, cross and switch. Good. I'm gonna give you one final burnout. It's gonna be a military pulse. I want you to use the weight that you think you can pulse above your head there for 40 seconds. I'm gonna stick with these 8s, I think. All right, last exercise, sit tall. Push your back against here. We're pulsing right here. It's gonna be tremendous because it's gonna be a lot of pulses, but don't hold your breath. Rest if you need. Let's go. Hit this hard and pulse. That's it. Again, slightly in front of that lateral plane. And try to stay in the pocket. That's all we can do. Even though it burns. All right, burn is setting in, but you are halfway. So can you do it for 20 more seconds? You know, my motto is anyone can do anything for 10, which is coming up in 3, 2, okay, now 10 seconds left. Let's go. Work, work. Stay with me. 4, 3, 2, 1 and done. And you've moved daily in your seated arm workout or upper body workout. We did a little back, we did a little chest, we did some arms. That was great. Well done. Thanks for joining. Smash the like button if you enjoyed it and stay for a stretch if you can. Well, we've certainly got a yard sale to clean up. Get those weights out of the way. All right, I'm gonna get you to grab one of your heavier weights. Hold your hand there and tilt your neck away from it, okay? Just gently. You don't wanna strain this muscle here. It can be a very tender muscle. And if you've pulled a muscle on your neck before, you know how terrible that is. So just gently let it pull and stretch those neck extensors. Tap your chin now down to your chest and stretch a little bit on a different angle. All right, good. I got a good pump in my shoulders. I'm feeling that. Switch sides. Again, if you have an injury, it's so easy to throw the baby out with the bathwater, isn't it? And just stop doing something. I'm so impressed, chin to chest, when people don't do that. I really am. Like my other seated chair workout did very well. I think it did really well through the pandemic. Let's let that weight go across the arm. Maybe a lot of people just, at home and wanted something a little bit easier, or maybe they were injured and normally went to a gym but had to move. I made that workout specifically for someone in a wheelchair. They wanted a workout that was a little bit harder and not so like just body weight. That's all they could find online at the time. So I'm like, oh, you know what? Sure. So lots of exercises you can do like seated. Up and over for triceps. There's also like all of these could be done simply standing, right? So if you can stand but you just can't squat or bend or lunge, you could do this all standing. You'd have probably a bit better range of motion. Switch sides. But you can always do something. And like I said at the beginning there too, if you absolutely can't train because of doctor's orders, then I would really take that time to dial in your wellness and nutrition. Get a meal prep plan ready. Look up a ton of healthy recipes on Pinterest. Do some batch cooking. Do some freezer meals. There's so much that you could do. Educate yourself. Do a plan where you're learning more about nutrition. Let's take one hand behind the back, and I'm going to gently pull that way and tilt my neck the same direction. Right? So you could do all of that. You could work on your wellness. You could download a free app like the Insight Timer and start daily meditations. Start with 5-minute ones, move up to 20-minute ones, switch arms. You could, go for walks if you're able to, or if you're in a wheelchair, get your wheelchair outside, get some morning light in your eyes. Listen to Zen music by a Zen garden. Do some grounding. Like there's just so many things you can do to really improve your wellness. Arms back, thumbs down, stretching biceps. And I think sometimes we just default to what's easiest for us, which could be just binge watching Netflix. And that doesn't grow thyself though, generally speaking, right? So round through the back. To do something where you know that you're contributing, making deposits to your health can be really powerful, especially if you have an injury and you're trying to move through that. Think about that because it just makes you feel like you're not standing still. Arms back behind and drop the shoulders. Anyway, this was enjoyable. Thanks for joining. If you want something like this, maybe for lower body, so maybe you have an upper body injury, but you just can use legs, let me know and we'll see about filming that as well. Thanks for joining. We'll see you all in the next one.